Hello, everyone. The Pro Bowl has just been announced in terms of who's going to be in it. I have some problems with some of the people in it, so I'm going to go over that now in this video. And I have a face cam now. This thing is too hot. I'm going to go over who I think should have been in it and isn't, and who is in it that shouldn't be. So I'm going to go over snubs and duds, pretty much. And I'm going to say what I think about this. You can't see it, but I have a Derrick Henry jersey on right now. So, maybe I'm qualified to talk about this, I don't know. First thing. Why is Lamar Jackson not starting? I know I just said about the Derrick Henry jersey, I know. This man should be starting. If you look at his stats... I gotta fix my camera. If you look at his stats compared to Josh Allen's... Lamar's stats are so insanely better. I don't know if that was proper. That, why is Josh Allen starting to begin with? And you can make an argument, yeah, he beat Mahomes and the Chiefs. But Lamar was, a toe away from doing it because of Likely. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Lamar should be the starter on this team. Joe Burrow maybe should be the backup. He has better stats than Allen, but I don't know. Next up at running back for the AFC, I think that's about fine, I would say. Ricard at fullback as a Ravens fan. I like Patrick Ricard. Wide receivers. Why is Jerry Jeudy starting? Guys! What are we doing? If you're wondering why I keep looking down, I have a tablet that I'm reading the players off of. Jerry Jeudy was good. I'm not gonna lie. 1,166 yards. 4 touchdowns. That's not enough for a Pro Bowl. I know touchdowns are an overrated stat typically. But personally, I'd put in Brian Thomas. Also, why is Jeudy a starter nonetheless? I would replace Jerry Jeudy with Brian Thomas then personally. Is what I would do. Zay, Nico, Jamar, I'm fine with those. Travis Kelce. How? He was trash. If you watch football instead of watching, I don't know, a Taylor Swift concert, you would understand that. I am not personally attacking anyone. But why is Travis Kelce in this? Personally, I think Travis Kelce is the second best tight end of all time. I'll say it. Behind Gronk. Who's kind of a psycho, I'm not gonna lie. Why is he in the Pro Bowl this year? I don't get it. It should be, personally, I think it should be Jonnu Smith. The Dolphins don't have any players in it even, anyway. We already know the Chiefs will probably win the Super Bowl, unfortunately, also. So why not just put in Jonnu Smith? I think that's a fix. The other option you could go with, Mark Andrews. He had 10 touchdowns. He did have less yards, I must say. But he had more touchdowns. He was overall the better player, in my opinion. Again, I am a Ravens fan. I hate the Chiefs. But I must say, I think Andrews deserved it more. As well as previously mentioned Jonnu Smith. Hunter Henry, even, you can make an argument for. Next up, offensive tackles. I don't really have a problem with that. Offensive guards. A little bit too much Chiefs for my liking, but it seems good. Offensive line, totally fine with. Defensive ends, I'd probably start Crosby over Hendrickson. I don't even know if Crosby's going to play in the Pro Bowl because he is currently injured. So, I don't know if it matters that much, but I think Crosby would probably be better off as a starter, but either way, I think it's fine. Interior D lineman, I'd probably start, again, Ravens bias maybe. I'd start Matabuki over Cam Hayward. I think Cam Hayward is one of the best D linemen in the league. Matabuki has just been insane, though. Outside linebacker, Nick Benito. Honestly, he deserves it. That's just interesting to me that he made it. Inside linebackers, I'm fine with that. Corners, I'd probably start Marlin over Stingley, but other than that, it's good. Safeties, love Kyle Hamilton starting. I think that's good. Special teams, seemed good to me. Chris Boswell and all. I'm not sure. There might be a better returner option than Marvin Mims. Not that Mims was bad, but I think there probably is a better option out there. I would pick. So I just went on rant for a minute. I realized I was talking about an NFC player. I am bad at this, I guess. I just shut the camera. I would say Laviska for AFC over Mims. Again, not that Mims was bad at all. I just think there was a better option out there. Brendan Schooler, whatever. I don't really care about who the special teamer is. NFC now. NFL.com themselves have a snubs list. That's kind of funny. For the NFC, quarterbacks, Goff, Daniels, Darnold, perfect. The funny thing is, there's definitely a possibility none of the three will make the Super Bowl, which I find kind of ironic. That doesn't really happen with the Pro Bowl. Usually the Super Bowl quarterback's in there. It's the same thing with the AFC. I thought Mahomes... I think Mahomes and the Chiefs probably will make it again this year, sadly. But it's interesting that he's not on the team. I think he definitely shouldn't be, but I'm glad the voters actually recognize that. Unlike Travis Kelce. How... Even the fact that he's in the Pro Bowl isn't the most annoying thing to me. It's the fact that he was... If you look up, he was the most voted for player in Pro Bowl voting. How? How? All the people in the AFC, heck, the NFC too, and Travis Kelce gets it. I don't understand. Next up in the NFC, a running back. Yep, Barkley sounds good to me. I mean, I don't think there's anybody else who should have it besides Saquon. Fullback, Juszczyk, he's been good. Receivers look good to me. Tight ends, also good. There might be a better tight end than McBride. I personally like McBride. I just think he needs a better quarterback. Based off of actual play, I don't know, he actually has, but he only has one touchdown. If you don't like the fact he has one touchdown, let's say, I mentioned it earlier, I accidentally was saying it for the AFC, Tucker Kraft was really good. 671 and 7 touchdowns. For not only that, but a really good offensively Packers team. The offensive line, again, looks good. Cam Jurgens made it, I see. It's interesting. Defensive line also looks good. Outside linebackers, I find this interesting. Jonathan Grenard, Andrew Van Ginkel, and Jared Verse. That is interesting. I'm not necessarily disagreeing with it, but I do find it interesting. Speaking of interesting, I haven't mentioned why my hair's all over the place. I took a shower recently. I'm trying to look at if there's anybody else who should have made it. Van Ginkel, 11.5 sacks. He deserves it. Grenard, 11. He deserves it. Honestly, yeah, pretty good. Inside linebacker, Zach Bond. Again, definitely interesting. I don't even see him. He's not top 50 in sacks, which I guess makes sense because he's an inside linebacker. Yeah, I don't see him here. Like, I have it by interceptions and all too. But honestly, I'm not opposed to Zach Bond being in it. Definitely interesting because I'm used to him being like a backup kind of guy. 151 tackles? Never mind, he definitely deserved it. Speaking of which, where the heck is Jamie Sherwood? Corner, Byron Murphy. How was Byron Murphy this year? Was he as good as as they were making? Nope, not really. Okay, that's another issue I have then. At corner, we're going to replace Byron Murphy. Instead, all these guys up here, oh no, I skipped them. This is why I have depression. Anyway, I just closed out the tab. I tried to open it and I closed it out again. Safety, looks good to me. Special teams, Aubrey's the best kicker. Yep, works for me. I will say, AFC, he doesn't necessarily need to be in it, but Ryan Stonehouse. My gosh, that guy has a leg. Turpin, Hodge, sounds good. Alright. Let's look at their snubs list on the NFL.com listing of this. Cooper DeJean, yeah, fair enough. James Cook, I don't know if he was good enough for it necessarily in the stacked AFC. So I wouldn't call him a snub, but I definitely call him one of the better players who didn't make it. Kyren Williams again, eh. Janu Smith, there he is, number 7. Show you with my cracked tablet. He should be in the Pro Bowl, not Travis Kelce. Brock Bowers, he should be in it, definitely. Put in Geno Smith over Travis Kelce. Caden Ellis, sounds good to me. He's pretty good. Baker doesn't really deserve it. I like the 3 quarterbacks in there. Daniels, Darnold, and Jared Goff. If there were 4 quarterbacks in the Pro Bowl, I think Baker probably should be 4th. But, I just, since it's 3 quarterbacks, he should be in it. Don't really call him a snub. Just call him, a better player who didn't make it. Brian Thomas. Yep, mentioned him. We got Zach Allen. Yeah, Zach Allen I really thought should be in it. 65 QB pressures. This is ridiculous. I don't even know. That's kind of insane. So yeah, he should definitely be in. Kirby Joseph too. There's not really anywhere Kirby Joseph can slot in, so maybe not. I'd probably say keep him out for McKinney, because he is a free safety. But overall, that's fine. To have him on the snubs list, I would say. And Danielle Hunter, yeah. How did Jonathan Grenard make it over him exactly? So that's my thoughts on this. I know this isn't a super long video, and I usually do video game content. I will be back to that probably tomorrow. I'm working on a video. I just started filming it a few hours ago when I got back from school. So I will be back to video game content again tomorrow. But as for that, that is what I think about the Pro Bowl this year, and goodbye.